I want to discuss a few main parts of the build. The build is mainly complete. I still have to do some of the wiring and a few components have to be adjusted, but I wanted to just highlight a few aspects of the build. For one, the Z-axis. The aluminum extrusions that I used here and here came from, there basically was recycled aluminum that was originally used from the rail of a bathroom shower. So those glass doors that you would normally see in a bathroom, there's a guide rail on the bottom that aligns the door, and that's what I used for the aluminum extrusion. It's basically like an I-beam, and so that supports the main Z-axis. And then I also used very similar recycled aluminum from a bathroom, where I mounted the extruder to the Z-axis. So I created kind of like an angle iron piece, but it was aluminum extrusion, and that's also what I used to mount the motor for the Y-axis. So I've used a lot of recycled materials. I've used scrap metal that I've been collecting. Some materials are new, some are scrap. I've used some of Boca bearings. I've used some bearings I've had from other builds, and I've also used some that I've bought brand new. So the build is pretty complete here. I'm going to go ahead and finish with the wiring, but the X moves, the Y moves, the belts are beginning to get hooked up, and the Z is all worked up. I do have to do some final details on the Z, like the bearing housings and the nut trap, but for right now everything's tied in with zip ties, and we're ready to press on and start doing some finishing, some painting, some powder coating if it needs it, and just some general cleanup. And then once the wiring's done, I'll begin testing next week and try to work out any bugs and calibration.